Oh, listen, I have this awful story to tell you. I know you paid a lot of money, but you have to listen to this. No, it explains the next song. And you know that I'm not really impressed. You know I'm not impressed by celebrities. I just aren't. After I'd met the Queen and Helen Reddy on one night last year, please. And I'm not going to say anything about the Queen or Helen Reddy tonight. Except... No, it's... I mean, I shouldn't be mean to Helen, should I? All right. No, Helen's a bit upset about the bad press. She is. She's a bit upset. I can't blame her. She had an article in an American magazine. She said the press in Australia and America is so mean to her, but she knows that soon they'll get off her back. They will. She says, they'll stop being mean to me when I'm 70 and I cease being a sex symbol. I read it. I had to read it a couple of times. The article was called, I'm the most fascinating person I know. Well, I was so upset at that title. I called Helen up and I said, Helen, you have to get out more, dear. She has to. That's a tragedy. Imagine. Then again, if you lived with Jeff Wald, you might think you were marvelous. Go on. By comparison. Anyway, no. Now, I wasn't going to say anything about the Queen, but she is in town, isn't she? Not this town. Well, I shouldn't really say anything about the Queen. There might be some staff of the Britannia up holidaying. Is there anyone from the Britannia? Hello, sailors. Anyway. It's just that whenever I remember back to what she said to me. Did they replay the show on Australia Day? They did. Oh, wasn't it beautiful when she spoke to me? What she said to me, wasn't that lovely? Never forget that. Wasn't it lovely? What are you laughing at? Didn't you think it was nice what she said? You don't remember? You didn't hear it? What? Oh, that's right. Wait a minute. But you saw it, right? You saw me. Hello, yeah, meeting and all that. But they didn't let you hear what she said. Oh, that's too bad, because it was lovely. That's true. You just had Bert muttering, didn't you? Yes, now the Queen is me. That's the choreographer. Don't know who that young man is standing next to the choreographer. It's all that stuff, isn't it? It's a lot of... Oh, that's right. Well, just suffice to say that, you know, when I get a little depressed, I just think of what the Queen said to me that night, and it lifts me up so much. Beautiful it was. Do you think someone writes the stuff for her? Or do you think it all just comes pop off the top of the tiara, you know? God, she's clever, isn't she? So beautiful. Do you want to hear what she said? All right, as long as it doesn't go any further than this room, I'll tell you. Well, you remember how it was? I was standing there in the pink Hawaiian shirt. I felt such a fool meeting the Queen in a Hawaiian shirt. Then he got standing next to Olivia, who had the red dress on and slid up to here. I said, Olivia, darling, that dress, do you think that's suitable to meet the Queen? Do you think she'll approve? So I don't know about her, but Philip does. Look at him. See, we thought that there wasn't enough time. They said, there's no time to change to meet the Queen. You have to go run down in your last costume. So we stand looking fools in sequins and pinks and everything. Now, someone neglected to tell Helen of that rule, I guess. Do you believe that Let's Meet the Queen outfit she got into? Oh, my God. Looks like she borrowed it from the Queen Mum, didn't it? Oh. But I said nothing about Helen tonight. We're not saying anything about Helen tonight. I remember the Queen came up. She was so sweet. And they said, you know, this is Peter. And she said, hello, Peter. Remember, she remembered my name, and I thought, she was so bright. She must have been awake through the whole show and everything. It was so thrilling. Hello, Peter. I said, hello, yeah, hello. You know all those rules they give. You don't speak to the Queen before she speaks to you. Never turn your back on a Queen, and all those other rules. You know those things. Well, I was trying to remember all my protocol, you know, but unfortunately, I had to remember on my entrance I came into the basket of fruit and put it down here. I was wiggling my bottom, and there I was, sort of pointed straight towards, excuse me, in the Royal Box Room. Well, I thought she might be a bit upset, but she couldn't have been nice. So she came back down. She couldn't have been sweet. She must have forgotten the whole incident. She was so lovely. She said, Peter. I said, you're mad. You know, when she came up, I mean, I don't know whether it just it must be born in you, the ability to come out with these things at all. Doesn't matter. It's when she said to me, what, did I tell you yet or not? Oh, I didn't tell you. All right, hold on. When she said to me, Peter, here's your message. She said, Peter, let me alone? Will you let me alone? She said, Peter, you have a lot of energy. I thought to myself, God, you're good. Oh, I was so taken aback by that. I was trying to think of something to say, you know, like you couldn't think of anything, but sometimes out of nowhere, something will just pop right into your head and you come out with something. I didn't let the side down. I came right back. One beat and I came right back. I said, so do you. Oh, then she was off and they were hitting tiaras on the other end. If they play it again next Australia Day, I want you, when they get to that part, turn down the sound, not while I'm on, you know, but when it's the meeting part, turn Bert off for the minute and just watch because you'll be able to see it. Just a little lip reading. I think it shows. You can see it pretty clearly. She comes down and it's like... See it all. See it all. But I wasn't going to talk about the Queen. What I'm telling you is the story of this next song. I'm sitting at home one day. The phone rings. I pick it up and it says, Peter Allen there. I said, who's calling? I always say that, you know, in case it's an obscene call or something like that. In which case I say, hold on, I'll get him. Now, don't make me be stupid, because I'm getting this as a serious story. The phone man says, not the phone man, the man on the phone. This is Frank Sinatra's office calling. Well, I said, well, what can I do for you? He said, Mr. Sinatra would like Peter to write him a song. I said, you may not know this, but Peter is an Australian, and I believe that Mr. Sinatra is persona non gratis with the Australian unions. Peter isn't a union man, and I don't think he called a member of the fair sex in Australia, a girl it was, a member of the fair sex, a hooker in Australia. And I said, so I don't think that we can have anything clicked it down. Good night. Is that good? Yes, well, so I finished the song in about an hour. Popped it in the mail that afternoon. Sat around by the phone for about 6 weeks. The bastard never called me back. I was furious. And I thought, well, there's another good song down the toilet. Oh, God. You're leaving it at such a good part. I'll hold till you get back. Will you run? I'll just chat to you while he's there. No, he doesn't have to hold it in at all. Anyway, I thought... gone. But then some friends of mine went to Las Vegas and they came back and they said, we saw Frank Sinatra in Las Vegas. We went to his show and guess what? He sings this song of yours we never heard of. And I said, oh, it must be the song I wrote for him. They said, how do you know it's that? And I said, oh, he says your name and everything. So he says my name? I said, yes, he gets a standing ovation. When he says my name, I get a standing ovation. I thought I got a standing ovation for my name, but no, it was his song. And I thought, well, I better go see that, because how often do you get a song sung by Frank Sinatra? I thought, I'll forgive him for that, you know. How often? Anyone here ever had one? It's not often, is it? It's not often. And I myself, sometimes I never get around to see, you know when you think, oh, I must go see him, and you mean to go see the great living legends of show business, and sometimes you never get around to, I mean, you have tonight, of course, but sometimes you just don't. Like Bing Crosby used to sing a song of mine. I thought I must go see Bing sing, and then bang, Bing was gone, and I thought, well, I took some friends off. We went to Las Vegas. Stunning, but so expensive. Oh, I shouldn't say that here, should I? So expensive. Well, if you think $44 is a lot, do you know what you have to pay to get to see Frank Sinatra? $50. And you don't get a piece of steak or anything. Well, we're sitting there. The guy comes out. He does about 5 songs. Oh, he's very lively. I thought it'd be Frank Sinatra. Come on, hello. That's why the lady is a tramp. She likes the cream breads. Tramp, 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 tramp. I said, isn't he lively for his age? I said, you'd be lively too if you were picking up $3 million at the end of the engagement. I said, oh, you're right. I've never seen anyone as lively as me. Because I'm moving a little slowly. Here tonight. Well, he does 5 songs, and then that was it. And I said, don't tell me that's it for the $50. Not even mine. The man says next to him, no, he hasn't sung New York, New York, he hasn't sung My Way. He's probably saving the best till last. Probably earned about $500,000. So he's back there, he brushed the tube a little. Well, so we were sitting there, we ordered another round, and one of my friends says, Peter, don't look over your shoulder, but there's a man on the other side of the room, the ugliest man, pointing at you. And ooh, I said, isn't he awful? King Kong in a taxi was like, ooh. They said, who is he? I said, well, I don't know who it is. I don't know anyone that looks like that. Oh. I said, we just ignore him. My friend says, coming over. Tap, tap, tap. I said, yes. Yes. He says, Peter, I'm Jilly. You what? I said, I'm Jilly. I said, looks more like a Jackie, doesn't it? He said, Mr. Sinatra wants to see you in the dressing room. I said, tell him. I said, I'm just going with my friend Jilly. See, Frank. So off we go to Frank Sinatra's dressing room. Backstage, it's interval, and it's the one night he's decided to bring the whole family there. I'm the only one. I'm a white Australian in the middle of all these Italians in Las Vegas. He's like, oh, so nervous. Except for Nancy Sinatra. Remember Nancy, the blonde one? Oh, still in the boots. Still waiting for a comeback, she is. Oh, I thought, isn't it a long time between them for you? Records, not. But I was nice to her. As one entertainer, you have to be generous. You can't say, geez, it's a long time. It's not. I said, Nancy, one of these days those boots will walk all over everyone again. Well, out he comes. So he said, Peter, and I said, Mr. Sinatra, that's why the lady. I said, Peter, don't call me Mr. Sinatra. What am I calling you? He said, call me Old Blue Eyes. Nah, I didn't say that. He said, call me Frank. I said, I couldn't. You are Mr. Sinatra. Let's face facts. You're Mr. Sinatra. I said, all right. Wait till you see the second half. I sing your song. So you sing a song of mine? Pretend I didn't know. Oh. He says, the one you wrote for me. I said, oh, Mr. Sinatra, I did write that for you. I started to crawl then. He was so nice, you know. I said, well, I did write We Wanted It All for you. He said, what's that? I said, We Wanted It All. That's the title of the song I wrote for you. He said, oh, yes, that's what you called it, wasn't it? I said, what do you call it, Frank? He said, oh, I changed the title. I said, to what? He said, I call it You and Me. I said, Frankie. Imagine. Anyway, I had to let you know that that's the story of the song. So I want to sing the song that I wrote for Frank Sinatra. I call it You and Me.